we are so excited that you've joined the KWEN's Energy Preferred Vendor Program. We have Vonny, who is the #1 Cutco rep in North America and #4 in the history of Cutco, which is a 70-year-old company. She's going to share 3 strategies, she's used in 28 years of business to build a thriving business almost 100%, 100% through referral. She'll also be briefly how agents are using Cutco gifts to stay on top of mind in meaningful ways with their clients to impact loyalty and referral business. So thanks again, Vonny, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Again, we're so excited to have you as part of the KWE family, and looking forward to seeing what this relationship can bring. And I hope everyone can get some value out of this and reach out to Vonny if you need any help with gifting to your clients.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Erin. And I'm so genuinely excited, truly, to be a part of the KW family as a new vendor. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching the recording wherever you are. When the knife lady shows up at the meeting, it's going to be a good time. So what we're going to do is, to give you an idea of how this is going to work in the next 25-30 minutes, is I'm going to share, by the way, I'm going to share a little bit about gifts at the end. And throughout, actually, just so you know a little bit of how we can support you, how powerful gifting is in general. We're going to talk about that in general, but also how we can support you if you need support with closing and referral gifts, because we know how challenging it can be to try to figure it out every time or run around trying to figure it out every time. And so if we can make that, easier for you and even more impactful for your clients and relationships and memorable, that's what we're in service to. So I'll touch on that throughout, but really, and towards the end, but really the majority of this time together, I want to share my story with you as a fellow entrepreneur. I want to share my story in the form of 3 simple disciplines that you can use, that I've used in 28 years of business. 3 simple disciplines, especially that I've used during this COVID time, to deepen your client relationships right now, so that you can measurably increase your repeat and referral business. Sound good, you guys? Nod your heads. If you're listening to the recording, nod your heads. Because yes, I sell Cutco gifts, but my real business is client loyalty and referrals. Everything that I do in the industry and my team does in the industry, from getting you memorable gifts to sharing my story to sharing tips on referrals, everything that I do is in service to helping you guys build a kick butt repeat and referral business that I've been privileged and able to do. And why should you listen to me? I'm not a realtor. Well, business is business, right? And, my business, by the way, is very similar to yours. I just sell different things. I'm 28 years a business owner. Like I said, I started selling Cutco when I was 4. They gave me a bag of knives and said, good luck to you. I made it work. Just kidding. I am 28 years in business, but I started first year university when I was 18. I was taking marketing, and I thought it would be good to get some sort of sales marketing job. And so it was just going to be this part-time summer gig, this Cutco thing. And it ended up being what it is today, which is really quite unbelievable. Now, remember I said my business was really similar to yours? There's one key difference between me as a Cutco rep and you as a realtor. We weren't allowed, and still to this day there are restrictions. We weren't allowed to build our database in any other way other than through referral. We can't pay for leads. There's no online. I want you to imagine a world in real estate where you couldn't build your database in any other way other than through referral, asking for and receiving referrals. No Zillow, no online lead gen, no paying for leads, no Facebook ads, no door knocking allowed, no cold calling, no website even, no social media, no print ads allowed, nothing like that. All referral. And that's how it was for me. And I had to figure it out. It was sink or swim. And you would too, wouldn't you? But the thing is, you have all these other ways, which is great. But I'm pretty willing to bet you want referrals more than anything over here, right? But I think sometimes because we have these other ways, we don't necessarily have to really learn this skill set. And maybe some of you have learned some of those things. But let's deepen this. Let's dive into that skill set. I'm going to teach you parts of how I built my database to 3,000 clients, almost 100% through referral. Okay, so taking us into this, I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to go in and out of slides because that's how I like to do things. But Scott Stratton is one of my favorite authors. He wrote On Marketing and Unselling. And if you want an insane amount of repeat business and loyalty and referrals, keep generously pouring into your relationships. Of course, throughout the transaction, you try to create a beautiful experience and deliver the unexpected to your clients. That alone is powerful for referrals and repeat business, but continuing to pour into your people generously with value is the most. That is the stuff that's going to carry it forward. And so let's talk about this. If you believe business is about relationships, which I do, make building them your business. Simple as that. So here's the 3 simple disciplines to be able to do that. Number 1, reach out and talk to your people. Now, I know we've heard this before. I know, but are we doing it? And are we doing it consistently? How do you have a target? 1 a day, 2 a day, 5 a day, 10 a day, whatever it is. Have a target and reach out, pick up the phone, text, call, email, send a video, and the goal is meaningful connection and engagement. That is it. In my business, I aim for 20 to 40 engagements per day with my clients, my sphere, my referral sources, and my partners, and 5 to 10 of those each day being the target for outgoing. And of course, a lot of those are incoming, but 20 to 40 engagements. I measure engagement. That's it. Meaningful engagement. So I'm going to tell you a quick story. When COVID hit, I didn't know what to do. None of us did. If you were in the business, if you were a business owner at that time, if you were a human, if you're a human, you didn't know what to do. But I knew one thing: relationships are everything and connection is key. So when COVID hit in the heart of the first lockdown, right at the beginning, I printed off my client base of 1,500 realtors and mortgage brokers that I've served over the last 15 years in the industry, and just started calling them from the top down. This is my list and these are my notes. And it wasn't super scripted. It wasn't super thought out. It was just thoughtful. And it reminded me of the most important thing is simply reach out and be human and be authentic. When you're authentic, you have no competition. That is another great quote I go by. People want to connect with people, with humans that care about them and are their trusted resources. That's all you need to be. And sometimes we get in our heads about this, right? What do I say? Will they think I'm just trying to sell them something, get something from them? Well, if you have a service mindset and a how can I help intention, that's going to come across. I'll tell you, when I'm not immune to the self-talk that goes on that keeps you from reaching out to your people. I remember getting to somebody on my list, Kathy Thirsk, one of my clients, one of my great clients, and I looked at her, I saw her name and I was like, ugh, she hasn't ordered gifts in a while. Is she going to think I'm trying to sell her something? Am I going to be bothering her? My realtors are stressed right now. My clients are stressed. Oh my gosh. Like, do they really want to hear from their gift lady? The answer is yes. Do they really want to hear from their realtor? The answer is yes. I reached out to her finally. I told myself to shut up, Vonny, shut up. It's not about you. Shut up and serve. Show up and show care. And I reached out to her. We hopped on Zoom. We had the best conversation we've ever had. By the way, when you're reaching out to your people, sometimes it's going to be a 2-minute call. Sometimes it's going to be a 20-minute call. You know, when you're reaching out, we hopped on Zoom. We had the best conversation we've ever had. She's one of my clients. She knows what I do. Your clients know what you do. Just reach out. How's your family? Just checking in. I know it might seem odd, me keeping in touch. I hope that's okay. Just really value our relationship. How's everything? Do you have any real estate questions? I know the market is crazy right now. Just reach out with love and care in your heart. We had the best conversation we've ever had. She brought up the gifts. She's like, Vonny, I know I haven't ordered gifts in a while. I loved having them on hand. I don't know why I got away from them. People love them. I could personalize when I wanted to. You know, it was a system in place for me. You bet. You bet. Thanks, Joby. It was a system in place for me. But yeah, like what could I do with the gifts, with the engraving? Are people doing, can I change the font? I just got to educate her and it turned into an order. That was 4 times our average order size in the heart of the first lockdown. So here's the thing to summarize on point number 1. Imagine reaching out to 5 people today by text or calling or sending videos of appreciation. We'll talk about appreciation in the next tip. But imagine 5 to 10 calls, and one of those calls turns into 4 times your average listing. If I told you for every 10 calls you made, you were going to get 1 deal or 1 referral, you couldn't make those calls fast enough. But the thing is, it doesn't always happen in the short term. Sometimes it does, but I will live and die by this in my business, in my life. And you've heard it before, tiny, daily, consistent action, rinse and repeat. And the key is detach from short-term results. Watch the magic happen over time. Okay. Point number 2. So number 1, reach out and have a target, even if it's 1 a day, 1 text or call a day to your clients and sphere and people, your inner circle. You know, if you're brand new in the business, make a list of your inner circle, your friends, your family, your friends of friends. Connect with them on Facebook, call them, text them, invite them for coffee. Number 2, outwardly express your gratitude. I'm going to talk about putting love in your business plan. I know it sounds a little warm, fuzzy, but I don't care because this is hardcore results. People need to feel appreciated and acknowledged. Employees, clients, staff, people that feel appreciated and valued stay. End statement. Do you guys know one of the top reasons? There's 2 reasons people don't come back to us or they leave us. Why good clients leave us. Number 1, I'm going to talk about the second one in a bit. Number 1 is they feel 68% of consumers leave their salesperson because they feel you're indifferent to the relationship, and that's a perceived indifference. So you do care, but do they know that? So you're sitting there thinking, do they really want to hear from me? And they're thinking, why hasn't my realtor called me? We had this amazing, like, why haven't they? I've never heard from them again. Right? So we need to keep in touch. So how do we combat this indifference? We keep in touch. Like I defer to point number 1 that I just talked about. And then you got to make people feel like they matter to you. They got to feel special. We sometimes call it surprise and delight. You know, I could go through numerous touch point strategies, handwritten cards. When was the last time you wrote cards to your database, your people, your clients, your sphere, your suppliers? If you're new again in the business, when was the last time you sent a video? You can say, I can't tell you how many videos of appreciation I've sent to my clients in my sphere over the last 2 years saying, thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. I was just thinking of you today. Default to appreciation. It's a powerful thing. So gifts, care packages, unexpected gifts. We know the power of those sorts of things as a business gifting company, right? But I could go through all those things, but I think 90% of business owners don't get to step 1 on this, which in my opinion is to define your tribe. What do I mean by that? Who are your top 20%? Now, when you're new in the business, everybody is your tribe, your mom, your friends, your people that are advocating for you in your business, right? Everyone's your tribe. Your 5 people that are just got your back. Those are your tribe. But as you grow in your business, your database is going to grow. And you want to start to segment your top 20%. And here's why. We've all heard of the 80-20 rule. Chances are 20% of your people are going to give you 80% of your business and referrals. Do you know who these people are? And more importantly, do they know how much you appreciate them? So I'm telling you this because it's so important and good to start this off right from the beginning. And if you're a seasoned vet watching this and you've got a database, make a list, because I procrastinated this for years. That's why I'm telling you now. Is 9 years ago, I procrastinated it for a long time, 6 years in the industry. And I read it in books that this was important. I was like procrastinating it. I finally wrote a list of my top 75 clients, my top 75 realtors that were and mortgage brokers that were amazing. And it wasn't epic. I sent them a letter and I defined them as my tribe. I told them, I declared to them, they were my VIPs. They were my gold group. I sent them a coffee on me. I donated on their behalf. And that was the beginning of loving on my tribe. So every year I try to do something. These were the people that got invited to my client party in 2017. These are the people that get extra things. And I shine my light a little extra on these people. I'm going to share one thing we can do to support you in this. If you're at the place in your business, you could use this support. You could do this with other gifts, by the way. The key is to send this unexpectedly, whatever you send unexpectedly. But we've had a number of realtors and mortgage brokers throughout, especially COVID, because people are cooking so much more, send single pieces of Cutco like this. We call this the little knife that could, right? Or they'll send the spreader with like the Cutco spreader with thanks for spreading the word. I know it's super cheesy, but it's kind of fun. Or like something of our line to their top VIPs, their top referral sources, their top 5-star reviewers, their top clients, their advocates, their tribe. And they'll send it out of the blue with a beautiful letter, kind of like this: for all your support and loyalty through the years. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. Please accept this small token of my appreciation. This is just the beginning. And on the bottom, it says PS. For every additional qualified referral you send my way, I'll be adding more Cutco to your set as a small token of my appreciation. Pretty cool. People love to collect things. So again, you could do this with other things, unexpected care packages and things like that, that you love on your clients with, your tribe with. This is just one cool thing. And I like the collection element of it. I'm going to show you a quick video and then we're going to move on to point number 3, which is all about referrals. Okay, check this out. Top agent in Edmonton, Alberta. I'm from Calgary, Alberta. I'm presenting to you here from Calgary. But one of our top clients sent 27 of these little knives that could to his top VIPs. Check out what happened.
Hey there, Vonny. It's Taylor here. I hope that you're doing awesome. I'm going to do some math for you. So we sent out about 27 of the little knives that could, and based on my estimate, I think we've 10x'd our money in 60 days. So not all the deals are written yet, but what I'm saying is that we have almost got a 20% referral rate using this mechanism in 60 days since implementation. So that makes me feel awesome. In fact, that makes me feel like a gangster.
Pretty fun. So in summary, on the gifting side and the appreciation and acknowledgement side, giving, it doesn't have to be epic or expensive. It can be a well-timed phone call, an appreciation video, it can be a gift or a care package or a handwritten card. But giving starts the receiving process on no strings attached. And watch the magic again happen over time when you give. And giving can also mean giving value in your emails, in your newsletter, statistics, things that help people. Okay. And when you do all that, when you pour into people during the transaction, after the fact, referrals just become easy. What if referrals were easy? I want to ask you now, this is sort of just have you think about this if you're watching the recording, is I'm a big believer if you're giving, and you always have that mindset of giving, you can absolutely ask for referrals. You can ask for things too. How many of you have received referrals without ever asking? Right? Absolutely. People will give to you. But where I go with it is how many referrals have we left off the table or on the table, I guess, because we just didn't ask, or they didn't know, or we didn't plant the seed on the front end, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Right? And how many of you have felt vulnerable or awkward or hesitant asking for referrals? You're like, oh, I'm asking for referrals now. It's all about me suddenly. And it should be all about them. And because I think what happens is we feel vulnerable asking for something. But, when you have a giving heart, if you have the mindset that you're worthy of referrals, and if you don't ask for referrals or educate people that referrals are really important to you, they might use, their friends might use somebody else, or their family might use somebody else. Your greatest service is that you can actually support their friends and family. Maybe if you could have that mindset as we go into this, but here's the 2 game changers that changed things for me back in the day and led me to receive 7 average written down referrals per presentation I did back in the day. Sitting at the kitchen table, 7 average referrals, whether people bought or not, they would give me 7 average referrals written down. Number 1, you got to practice your ask. It's got to be yours. Can't be mine. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, oh my gosh, I know it's been a couple of years that we've been connected, and since you bought your home, and I realize I've never asked you for referrals. And so here I am asking for referrals. It's so important to me, and I never talked to you guys about it. Is there anyone that you can think of in your circle that might need support with real estate this year, or have real estate questions that you might feel comfortable introducing me to? Practice your ask. right? So that it can roll off your tongue. I'm never above practicing something, writing it down behind the scenes. I don't care how many years I've been in business. I'll learn it and I'll practice it behind the scenes. Pros practice. And second, you got to plant the seed. This is my number one favorite nugget to drop as we close things out here. Plant the seed. What do I mean by this? If you talk about referrals from the very beginning, it's going to make things so much better. It's not all about the ask. Plant the seed on the front end. I'll tell you a quick story. Tom Story, one of our top realtors in Toronto, he runs an incredible business. He has 86% of his businesses repeat and referral. And so he integrated this one sentence into his buying and listing presentation last year and increased his referral business by 46%. And all he does is once he knows what's important to his clients, of course, that's number one. You have to make sure that you know everything that's important to them first. He says to them, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer Seller, I just want to share something that's really important to me too, as we go through this process together, is I work 86% of my business is based on referrals and repeat loyalty of my clients. Or even if you're new, you could say, I'm really wanting to grow a repeat, like a referral based business. So my main goal is to do such a good job for you that you can't help but refer me to your friends and family. And I want to earn that right. You plant that seed, watch that magic happen. And then the ask just becomes this gentle reminder later on. So in summary, and then we'll talk a couple minutes on the gifts. Reach out, talk to your people, have a target, go for it every day. We can find those pockets of time, no matter how busy we are. I know we can, because I'm the same. I'm so busy and I still find the time. You got to make it important. Outwardly express gratitude. Tell your clients you appreciate them. Tell your sphere, really appreciate you. Find ways to honor and acknowledge your clients and people in your sphere. Referrals become easy. And that to me is ROR, which is when you invest in your relationships. Return on relationship, I think, is the highest ROI in real estate. All right, now here's a quiz. Remember I said there were, well, it's not a really quiz. There's two main reasons people don't come back to their realtor. Remember I said that? The first one was indifference. The second is this. Some of you might have been able to guess that second one. 86, this is one of the reasons people don't come back to their realtor. They forget your name. 86% of people intend to use their realtor, 9% remember their name after 2 years. And it's not personal. We just forget things, right? Oh my God, my realtor was so awesome. Shoot, what's his name again? I can see his face, right? And they just can't recall. So where we went with this is, what if your gifts could help, but in a classy way, not a tacky way. And because when we came into the industry, we noticed you guys were spending the money, agents were spending the money on gifts, right? Baskets, gift cards, bottles of wine, dinner out, things like that. Those are great gifts, you guys, they're great. But what happens to most gifts? 90% of gifts are consumed immediately, right? You give it, they like it, they eat it, drink it, spend it, it's gone. There's nothing left to remind the client of the experience they had with you. Not that the gift is about you, it's about them. But what if it could be commemorative, memorable, right? Something that would serve them and you long-term. And so that's why we partnered with Cutco. Cutco, for those of you that don't know, they're like I'll show you. They're like the Rolex or Ferrari or Tesla of kitchen knives. This is a Cutco scissors. I'm going to cut a penny. I already started this penny earlier presentation today, but I've cut over 2,000 pennies with these and they've never been sharpened or serviced. Like the quality, they're the only knives and tools like this in the world that are guaranteed beyond a lifetime. Like people have them for 10, 20, 30 years. So the shelf life is extraordinary. And so what we did for you guys is we pre-selected the most popular tools that we knew everybody would use, whether they cook or not. And we put them in packages between $75 to $275. So you could pick and choose gifts according to your budget. And then we have the ability, as you can see, to brand your logo in a classy way. We can do it front and center or super subtle on the backside, your logo with gratitude, your name, or personalized to the client's name, made especially for Jen and Joe, right on the product itself. And what that does, keeps you top of mind forever. Every time they use that gift you gave them, they think of you, they remember, you get a piece of their attention. One of my clients texted me last month and said, Vonny, We just closed a deal from a knife we gave in 2008. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then one of my clients reminded me last year, they tracked 4 consecutive deals from a conversation that started about the knives at a dinner party he wasn't at. But the thing is, your gift is there. It's always there when people are entertaining with family and friends. And the second thing is it creates a system in place. This, I feel, is one of the biggest things we can help with, because it's one of those gifts that everybody will use. It fits a lot of people. So we set you up with a small supply of gifts, a 6-month or year supply. We ship it to you up front so you have it on hand, and we bill you over time so it's easy on cash flow. So when you have a need for a gift, you've got them. You could just grab them and go, give them, it's done. Closing, referral gifts, silent auction donations, holiday gifts, VIP gifts, it's there. And you can always personalize and add to it. Bottle of rum, sharp knife and alcohol. Really good, really good pairing. You can always personalize and add to it, but you don't have to. A system in place. So in summary, all of our gifts range $75 to $275, from pizza cutters you can give with pizza on move-in day, to the Cutco spreader I talked about, our most popular referral gift. Imagine giving that. By the way, red handles, hello, Keller Williams. Imagine giving that with bagels and cream cheese instead of a $100 gift card for a successful referral, or putting that in your closing basket, or this, the little knife that could, put in with your charcuterie or your custom board, or in our wine box, gratitude box, and you can add wine or olive oil if they don't drink, right? So we ship you the box with the knife of your choice. You can present it however you like. We do custom wood boards as well. You can pair with a knife or two to our most popular 2-piece packages, double the impact. You can grab them and go. And so there you go. And you can see actually Keller Williams right there, the logo there. All right. So here's what I'm going to do is you can see my contact information on the bottom of the screen there. It's Vonny Fast. So here's what I thought we would do. I don't know when this recording goes out, but we're going to keep this open for this week. So it's Tuesday morning right now. We're going to run this until Friday. And everybody from Keller that's watching this, everybody that texts me their name and their email is going, and make sure you put Keller Williams in your text to me, is going to win, is going to get in the draw to win a piece of Cutco, okay? And I'll do the draw on Friday. And so before you don't text me quite yet. I'm going to give you some instructions. So just make sure my contact information is in your phone first. Vonny Fast. It's 403-804-2603. Okay. There's my email too, but just note my name and number there. And there's my number again on the top of the screen. So everybody who texts me their name and email is going to get in the draw to win. Okay. Now, if you're interested in the gifts, you want more information, you possibly want to order gifts, you want some pricing, you're curious about the gifts, text me your name and email, and then just add the word sharp, okay? And that'll indicate to me to follow up with you and get you all the information that you need. We might hop on Zoom, grab a call, whatever. I'm going to help you. And with that, if you add the word sharp, so text me your name, your email, add the word sharp if you're interested in the gifts. Just put the number of deals you have ahead of you, like 5, 2, 0, 10, whatever it is that you have ahead of you. And please put a star in your text thread to me if there's urgency. If you need gifts in the next 30 to 60 days, put a star on your thread to me, text thread. I'll follow up with everybody, but that'll help me prioritize. And finally, hopefully some people are watching this recording. We'll do like within the next 48 hours, but maybe what we'll do is we'll extend this till Friday. Anybody that places a gift order this week, we're going to buy you $100, $125 in free Cutco as a thank you to you. And that is it.